What game theory reveals about life, the universe, and everything. Game theory, a branch of mathematics and economics, offers a unique lens through which we can understand not just human behavior, but the intricacies of life, the universe, and everything in between. By analyzing strategic interactions between decision-makers, game theory reveals the underlying principles that govern cooperation, competition, and conflict, extending its relevance far beyond traditional economics. This video explores how game theory illuminates fundamental aspects of existence, from biology and psychology to technology and cosmology. The basics of game theory. At its core, this theory examines how individuals make decisions in situations where the outcome depends not only on their own choices but also on the choices of others. The theory is built around the concept of games, which are mathematical models of strategic interactions. At its core, game theory is the study of strategic interactions where the outcome for each participant depends on the actions of others. Key concepts include players, the decision-makers in the scenario. Strategies, the possible actions each player can take. Payoffs, the outcomes resulting from different combinations of strategies. One fundamental concept is the Nash Equilibrium, named after mathematician John Nash. A Nash equilibrium occurs when no player can benefit by changing their strategy while others keep theirs unchanged. This balance often reveals how individuals or groups settle into patterns of behavior that, while not always optimal for all, are stable given the circumstances. One of the most famous examples is the prisoner's dilemma, where two individuals must decide whether to cooperate or betray each other. The dilemma illustrates the tension between individual rationality and collective welfare, showing that individuals might act against their best interests in pursuit of personal gain. Real-life application, the Cuban Missile Crisis. One of the most famous applications of the theory is in analyzing the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. This Cold War confrontation between the United States and the Soviet Union is often modeled as a game of chicken, where each side's strategy involved threatening severe consequences, nuclear war, to force the other to back down. Both nations faced a Nash equilibrium, where neither could improve their situation by escalating further without risking mutual destruction. This strategic deadlock eventually led to a peaceful resolution, highlighting how the concept can model high-stakes diplomacy. Game theory and the evolution of cooperation. One of the most profound insights from the concept is its explanation of how cooperation can emerge in a competitive world. In biological contexts, this is often examined through the lens of the iterated prisoner's dilemma, where the game is played multiple times. Here, strategies like tit for tat, where a player mimics their opponent's previous move, can lead to sustained cooperation. This mirrors natural processes, where organisms evolve cooperative behaviors that benefit their survival, even in competitive environments. In the broader context of life, game theory helps explain phenomena like altruism, social norms, and even the evolution of complex societies. These concepts suggest that cooperation, rather than being an anomaly, is a fundamental component of life, shaped by the dynamics of strategic interactions. In biology, game theory helps explain the evolution of cooperation among competing organisms. One classic example is the iterated prisoner's dilemma, where the game is played repeatedly, allowing players to build trust over time. The strategy known as tit for tat, where a player mimics their opponent's previous move, often leads to cooperation. This mirrors real-world scenarios in nature, such as the behavior of vampire bats, which share food with unrelated individuals who have previously helped them, ensuring mutual survival in lean times. Game theory and human psychology. Game theory also sheds light on human psychology, particularly in understanding how we make decisions under uncertainty and how we interact with others. Concepts like Nash equilibrium, where players settle on strategies that are optimal given the choices of others, reveal the balance between self-interest and mutual benefit. This equilibrium is not just a theoretical construct but a principle observable in everyday life, from business negotiations to social interactions. Moreover, game theory provides a framework for understanding the psychological concept of bounded rationality, where individuals make decisions based on limited information and cognitive constraints. This ties into real-world scenarios where people must navigate complex situations with incomplete knowledge, often relying on heuristics or rules of thumb. In psychology, game theory provides insights into decision-making processes, particularly under conditions of uncertainty. The concept of bounded rationality, introduced by economist Herbert Simon, suggests that individuals make decisions based on limited information and cognitive constraints, rather than achieving perfect rationality. A real-life example can be seen in financial markets, where investors may follow trends or make decisions based on heuristics, leading to phenomena like stock market bubbles and crashes. Game theory in political science, voting and collective action. Game theory is crucial in understanding political behavior, particularly in voting systems and collective action. For instance, the public goods game models how individuals might contribute to a common resource, like voting or paying taxes, versus free riding on the contributions of others. The challenge of encouraging voter turnout can be seen as a game, where the payoff for voting, influencing the outcome, is weighed against the cost, time and effort. The paradox of voting illustrates that while it may seem irrational for any one individual to vote, high voter turnout is essential for a functioning democracy. Game theory in environmental science, resource management. In environmental science, game theory is used to model the management of shared resources. The tragedy of the commons is a scenario where individuals, acting in their self-interest, overuse and deplete a common resource. Game theory has been applied to develop strategies for sustainable resource management, such as international agreements on fishing quotas or carbon emissions. The success of the Montreal Protocol in reducing ozone-depleting substances can be seen as a positive outcome of game theoretic strategies where cooperation was incentivized among nations. Game theory and technology. The principles of game theory are also deeply embedded in the fabric of modern technology. In computer science, algorithms for decision-making, machine learning, and artificial intelligence often draw on game theoretic models. For instance, multi-agent systems, where multiple AI entities interact, rely on game theory to optimize outcomes and ensure cooperation or competition in digital environments. In cybersecurity, game theory is used to model the interactions between attackers and defenders, helping to develop strategies that minimize risks. Similarly, in economics and finance, game theory informs the design of auctions, pricing strategies, and market behavior, ensuring that systems operate efficiently and fairly. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to support this channel. Please share across social media platforms to reach a wider audience. Game theory and cosmology. While it might seem far-fetched, game theory even finds relevance in the study of the universe. Some physicists and cosmologists explore the idea that the universe itself can be viewed as a game, where fundamental forces and particles interact according to certain rules. In this sense, the universe's evolution, from the Big Bang to the formation of galaxies and the emergence of life, can be seen as a grand game played out on a cosmic scale. This perspective aligns with the concept of the anthropic principle, which suggests that the universe's laws are fine-tuned to allow for the existence of life. In a game-theoretic sense, this can be interpreted as the universe choosing strategies that lead to the emergence of complexity and consciousness. The ethical implications of game theory. Game theory also prompts us to consider ethical questions, particularly in the context of competition and cooperation. For instance, how should we approach situations where individual interests conflict with collective well-being? Game theory suggests that finding solutions that balance these interests is crucial for long-term stability and fairness. In real-world scenarios, this could mean designing policies that encourage cooperation over competition, or fostering environments where trust and mutual benefit are prioritized. The ethical dimension of game theory reminds us that the strategies we choose, whether as individuals or as societies, have profound implications for the future. Game theory as a universal lens. Game theory offers a powerful framework for understanding the complexities of life, the universe, and everything. From the evolution of cooperation to the dynamics of human psychology, the design of technology, and even the fundamental forces of the cosmos, game theory reveals the strategic interactions that shape our world. By viewing existence through this lens, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate balance between competition and cooperation, individual and collective interests, and the delicate interplay of forces that govern the universe. In the end, game theory teaches us that life is a game, but one where the rules, strategies, and outcomes are far more profound than we might have ever imagined. Expanding the applications of game theory beyond economics and mathematics. Game theory, while traditionally rooted in economics and mathematics, has vast potential applications across various other fields. These include biology, psychology, political science, environmental science, and even the arts. Let's explore how game theory can be applied to some of these areas. 1. Biology and evolutionary theory. Understanding evolutionary strategies. Game theory is already a cornerstone in evolutionary biology through the concept of evolutionary game theory. It helps explain how certain traits or behaviors become dominant in a population. For example, the hawk-dove game models the conflict between aggressive hawk and peaceful dove strategies, illustrating the balance between competition and cooperation in nature. Social behavior in animals. Game theory can be used to study animal behaviors such as mating strategies, territoriality, and altruism. These interactions can be modeled as games where animals make strategic choices to maximize their evolutionary fitness. 2. Psychology and behavioral science. Decision-making processes. Game theory can be applied to understand how individuals make decisions under different psychological conditions. For instance, the study of social dilemmas, such as the tragedy of the commons, can be used to explore how people balance self-interest with the common good. Cognitive biases. By modeling situations where people exhibit irrational behavior or cognitive biases, game theory can help psychologists understand why people make certain decisions and how they might be nudged towards more rational choices. 3. Political science and international relations. Conflict resolution. Game theory is crucial in modeling international negotiations, such as arms control agreements or trade disputes. It can help predict the behavior of states in situations of conflict or cooperation, offering insights into the most effective strategies for diplomacy. Voting systems and collective decision-making. Game theory can also be applied to study voting systems and the behavior of voters. It helps in designing fair and efficient electoral systems by analyzing how different voting rules can influence the outcome. 4. Environmental science. Resource management. Game theory can be used to model the use and conservation of common resources, such as fisheries, forests, or the atmosphere. The insights gained can inform policies that encourage sustainable resource management and prevent overexploitation. Climate change mitigation. In the context of global climate change, game theory can analyze the strategic interactions between countries as they negotiate emission reductions and environmental treaties. 5. Arts and cultural studies. Cultural evolution. Game theory can be applied to study how cultural norms, traditions, and practices evolve over time. For instance, it can model the spread of new artistic styles or the adoption of cultural practices in a society. Narrative and storytelling. In literature and film, this theory can be used to analyze characters' strategic interactions within a narrative. This can deepen the understanding of plot dynamics and character development. Limitations and criticisms of game theory. While it offers valuable insights, it is not without limitations and criticisms, particularly when applied to complex real-world situations. 1. Assumption of rationality. Critique. Traditional game theory often assumes that players are fully rational and always act to maximize their utility. However, in reality, human behavior is influenced by emotions, cognitive biases, and social factors, which can lead to decisions that deviate from purely rational choices. Impact. This assumption can limit the applicability of the theory to situations where human behavior is unpredictable or irrational. It may also overlook the influence of culture, ethics, and other non-economic factors on decision-making. 2. Simplification of complex situations. Critique. Game theory models often simplify complex real-world interactions by reducing them to a finite set of players, strategies, and payoffs. This reductionism can omit important variables and nuances, leading to conclusions that may not fully capture the intricacies of the situation. Impact. In complex social, political, or environmental scenarios, this simplification can result in oversights or misinterpretations, potentially leading to ineffective or counterproductive strategies. 3. Difficulty in modeling dynamic interactions. Critique. Many of its models are static, meaning they analyze a single instance of interaction rather than ongoing, dynamic interactions over time. In reality, most strategic interactions evolve, with players adapting their strategies based on changing circumstances and feedback. Impact. Static models may fail to capture the adaptive and iterative nature of real-world decision-making, making them less useful in predicting long-term outcomes or in environments where conditions frequently change. 4. Ethical considerations. Critique. Game theory's focus on strategic decision-making can sometimes lead to ethically questionable conclusions, particularly in scenarios where the optimal strategy involves deception, manipulation, or harm to others. This raises concerns about the ethical implications of applying the concept in certain contexts. Impact. Ethical dilemmas can arise when this theory is used to justify actions that prioritize efficiency or individual gain over fairness, equity, or the well-being of others. This is particularly relevant in fields like politics, business, and environmental policy. 5. Limited applicability to non-strategic situations. Critique. The concept is most effective in situations where players are aware of the game being played and can strategize accordingly. However, in many real-world scenarios, individuals may not be consciously engaged in strategic thinking, or the game may not be clearly defined. Impact. In such cases, game theory may have limited applicability or may require significant modifications to accurately model the situation. This limits its usefulness in scenarios where decision-making is more intuitive or where the interactions are not explicitly strategic. Game theory's principles extend far beyond economics and mathematics, offering valuable insights into diverse fields such as biology, psychology, political science, and environmental science. However, its application is not without challenges. The assumptions of rationality, simplification of complex situations, and the potential ethical implications are critical factors to consider. By acknowledging these limitations, we can more effectively apply the theory to understand and address the complex, dynamic, and often unpredictable nature of real-world interactions. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to our channel for more self-improvement videos. Comment below to tell us how useful you found this video. Remember to share on various social media platforms to reach a wider audience. Click the notification bell to get notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.